What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. So Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is the sequel to Maleficent, starring Angelina Jolie once again as the titular character, Maleficent. And Maleficent was one of the earlier live-action adaptations of some of the, classic animated Disney films. And I remember when they first announced that film and announced the casting, I thought it was perfect. Angelina Jolie really just fits the role so well, just visually. And on top of that, I think that she gives a great performance, and she's really made the role her own, as well as just staying true to the nature of that character from the original Sleeping Beauty. And I just really love what she's done with the role in both that film and this film. I have not done a review for the first Maleficent on this channel just yet, but I will be doing that soon. But what I can say about that first film right out of the gate is that I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. There's some things I don't like about it, but for the most part, it's a fun fantasy popcorn film. I think it stays true to the original film while also really taking it in a new and fresh direction, and being able to just twist it on its head and make it so different than the original film that it really does stand out on its own. I really enjoyed that film for what it was, and I really enjoyed Angelina Jolie in the role. So going into this film, I was pretty excited. It looked pretty solid. I love her again in the role. And what I can say right out of the gate once again is she is the best part of this movie. She really is so good as Maleficent. I really enjoy seeing her play this role. I think that she's made it her own, and I think that she's also really able to stay true to that original character from Sleeping Beauty, but really make it her own, and I really do enjoy what she did with this role. On an overall level, what I'll say about this film is I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I enjoyed a lot of the special effects in the film, a lot of the makeup, costume design, and just set design overall was really, really well done. And then I really love the cartoony fantasy element CG that's throughout the film. I think they blend really nicely. The film kind of knows exactly what it is, and definitely builds you to believe that there is this mystical world. And what I can say about this film right out of the gate, as far as my negatives, because I only do have a few, but I do want to kind of just point those out right at the beginning, is the fact that you have a really solid premise with the first act, and I really enjoyed the third act and the payoff of a lot of things. However, the middle of the film for me just felt rushed, and I feel like it got to the climax a lot quicker than I thought the story allowed it to. There's characters that come and go that you're supposed to feel for a little bit more, and I really didn't remember a lot of their names. I watched this just last night, and I was going to review it last night, but I wanted to sleep on it before I actually got all my thoughts out. And what I will say right out of the gate is I did enjoy this film. I think it is a solid fantasy popcorn film. I really enjoyed Angelina Jolie in the role, and I also enjoyed the new characters that were in this film, played by Pfeiffer and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And on an overall level, what I will say is I really did enjoy this film visually. The action is cool, the performances are all really well done, and again, the just everything about the set design, the costume design, the makeup design was really, really well done. So I really have no negatives when it comes to the production value of this film. Everybody that was in this film was spot on, and I think it's really solid. I think what this film lacked for me just a little bit was in the script and the story itself. There are characters, again, that will come and go, some that will die in this film, that you don't really get to grow and enjoy. They're really cool for the time that they have on screen, and you really enjoy and understand their motivations, but you don't really feel like you have time to get to know them. And on top of that, the film is called Maleficent, similar to the first film, and I feel like she wasn't in this film all that much. Now, she is in the film quite a bit, and obviously at the end there's a lot of really great Maleficent scenes, but throughout the middle of the story, I feel like there was just so many different characters and so many different things they were trying to set up, which they did set up well enough for you to follow the story. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there is an end, and you're able to watch it as just a fun little action film with a lot of really cool fantasy elements and really, really great performances. So I really don't want to sound like I'm crapping on this film, because this was a good time. I will probably buy this film, and I do highly recommend it. I'll go ahead and give my recommendation right now. However, I think it's notable to say that in the middle of the film, I felt like there was just some things that got rushed, especially character development with certain characters that, again, later in the film, there are characters that come and go, there are characters that go through things, and you don't really find yourself caring too much about them. You enjoy what's happening, you can totally understand the sentiment and the emotion behind what's happening, but I wasn't super invested in a lot of the characters outside of Maleficent and the returning characters from the first film, though there were some new characters in this film that I thought were really cool visually. I really enjoyed the badassdom that they brought to this film, but on an overall level, those are really all my thoughts on this film. This is a solid film. Go check it out. If you're a fan of the first Maleficent, I really can't find any reasons why you wouldn't enjoy this film. I think it's a solid, good time. The performances are fantastic once again. Angelina Jolie really just kills it in this role, and I really hope they make a third film. I'd love to see them spend more time with her in the third film, but overall, I just want to see more of her as this character. And on an overall level, I think that these are some of my more favorite of the live-action adaptations, because they're able to really take things in a different direction, stay true to those other characters and those other stories, and maybe give us some little hints and nods that go along with the original story, but for the most part, it's very much its own thing, and I really enjoy that about this film. And what I really enjoyed about this one and the first one is that they really are able to take liberties and make it feel so different that it almost doesn't feel like one of the live action adaptations, because it's not. At this point, it's just doing its own thing. I really enjoyed that. Definitely recommend this film. Definitely recommend going to check it out. But I think it's notable again that you know that somewhere in the middle of the film you will be missing the meat and potatoes of certain characters and story beats that you feel when the movie ends. You'll be like, that was cool, but there definitely were some things that could have been explored a little bit more. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be my thoughts on Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Let me know down below what you thought about this film. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were your favorite things? And do you like Angelina Jolie in the role as much as I do? Leave those comments down below, guys, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!